So today I'm going to show you guys how to make these masks using your Cricut Maker to cut out all the fabric, and I'm going to show you how to sew it together. Now, I've used my sewing machine maybe twice and I was able to do this, so I'm going to show you guys how easy it is. So this is the mask we're going to be making. As you can see, it's going to be fitted over your nose. It's got the elastic for your ears. It's lined. And it has a place where you can insert in a filter, and these are completely machine washable. So to start, you're going to want to have two cotton fabrics. So you're going to have one for the front of the mask and one for the back of the mask. I just happen to have these in my craft room. I have heard that using flannel sheets works well. So if you don't have cotton on hand, that might be a great option. So for the front of the mask, we are going to cut this with our rotary cutter. You can also use scissors. We're gonna cut this to 8 inches by 16 inches. Now we are going to cut the inside of the mat, and we're going to cut this 7 by 12 inches. So this is actually already 7 inches high. Okay. Okay, so your first cut is going to be the inside of your mat. So you're going to want to put your fabric the pattern side down, and then you're just going to smooth it out. If you have a brayer to use, it works great too. Now for the second cut, which is the front of the mask, you're going to want to use a 12 by 24 mat. Now I don't have a fabric mat, so I am going to use a strong grip mat. And we're going to put it again pattern side down. And you are just going to smooth out any sort of wrinkles. Okay, so you're going to find your mask on Design Space. So I'm going to make the small, medium, adult face mask. All the instructions are here, guys. Super simple to follow along. What I normally do is I click print and I save a PDF of this. Okay, so now we are going to make it. It's going to open up your Design Space. We are not going to use the fabric markers. If you guys want to use them to sort of make a pattern, they are washable, but I don't have any on hand. And then we are going to change the mat size to 12 by 24. So the first cut is going to be the inside of your mask, and that's going to be on the 12 by 12. And for me, that's with the plaid fabric. And then our second cut is going to be the outside of the mask. Okay, I'm going to click continue. We're going to connect to our machine. I'm going to select cotton for the fabric. It should be on your favorites or the popular. And then we're going to make sure to load our rotary blade. Okay, so I have my rotary tool. I'm going to put it in the B side. There we go. Put this blade right in here. We're going to load in our first mat. So the arrow will be blinking. You press that and it loads the mat in. And then we're going to press our blinking C. Okay, so we have both sides of our mask. We're going to put it so the side that's going to face the front or your pattern is towards each other. You can, if you want to pin this, you can totally pin it. We're going to sew along the curve. So now we're just going to come in along this line and we're going to do these little slits. And this will just make it easier. You're going to do it along the whole thing for you to turn it the other side. Now we're going to press this and come along and do a top stitch. So I'm using my Easy Press, and this is just going to make it easier to do the top stitch. Okay, so now that we have the front reinforced, we are gonna fold over this raw edge. We're gonna use our Easy Press, and we're gonna press this down. And we're just gonna do a top stitch along here. And you're gonna do this for all of your pieces. Now we're going to work on the front of our mask. So I have this inside out. I have my raw edge here. We're going to make room for our elastic. This is 1/4 inch elastic. So I'm going to fold this over about a 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to press it. Then I'm going to sew along this line, and I'm going to do the same on this side. Okay, so now we're going to sew our masks together. So we're going to put them right side to right side. So the side that's going to be facing outwards, and we're going to match it along the center seam. Okay, so now we are gonna work this so it's right side up. So we're actually going to leave this open so you'll be able to put in any sort of filters. Coffee filters, I've heard, work really well. So now that we have it like this, we are just going to press this down. And we're going to do another top stitch, and it's just going to reinforce this because this is going to be machine washable, so you want it to be very sturdy. Now we're gonna sew this top stitch along the top of the mask. We're gonna start after the spot for the elastic. Okay, so now we have a finished mask. It just needs elastic or something to hold it around your head. So I was lucky enough that I have 1/4 inch elastic, but if you don't have this on hand, if you have ribbon, that could be a great option too. Just make sure that you burn or sort of finish these edges on the ribbon, because if you're washing them, they're gonna start to fray. Okay, so there's a few ways to do the elastics. You can loop it all the way around and have it go behind that head, or you can have it go behind the ears. So I've cut enough for my ear, and now I'm just gonna do a zigzag stitch over the elastic to secure it.